Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we come back to another edition of our acclaimed BSmart annual monthly case study challenge award program, which is also a part of this webinar that we hold every month, wherein we announce the award winners for every month for the monthly case study challenge. For this month, we had, for December, we had the very interesting case study challenge, which was about the tourism and hotel industry. And basically, the case study challenge was on, as a startup, how would you position yourself as a tourism industry player amid some of the crisis. We took in context the crisis of the Delhi blast that happened during that time. So in that context, we sort of gave this case study challenge to our students across the country about how amid a crisis, you as a startup, you would gear up to get your startup tourism unit back in play. Because as we all know, crises like a Delhi blast or similar other crises can impact the industry very strongly. My fellow students and ladies and gentlemen, today for this webinar, we have three extremely important panelists. I must say that, among these three people, none could have been more relevant to talk about the case study challenge that we put up and the industry, the tourism industry. We have with us Mr. M.P. Basborua, the Secretary General for the Hotel Association of India and former Secretary, Ministry of Tourism. So let's please put our hands together and welcome Mr. Basborua. Thank you, Mr. Basborua, for being with us, a person of your stature, being with us over here to share your insights as part of the Hotel Association of India, Secretary General, and as a Ministry of Tourism, the former government person. You can give us very important key insights on the industry.
I look forward to. In fact, Business Standard is my economic guide for the situation in the country, so I'm glad to be here.
So great. And thank you so much, Mr. Basborua, for being with us this evening. Equally important, and please welcome Dr. Ajay Kumar Krishna. He's the Deputy Director, Symbiosis School of Culinary Art and Nutritional Sciences. Dr. Krishna, it's great to have you with us, from Symbiosis brand name, to be with us over here and share your insights on the industry, the tourism industry, the hotel industry. So look forward to having you over here and your insights. And
thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Krishna. We also have with us Mr. Pranav Dangi, the CEO and founder of Hosteller. And who doesn't know of Hosteller? It's India's largest backpacker hostel chain in India. And, you have been a startup player, and now I don't think we can call you a startup anymore because, you have become the India's largest backpacker chain. So, great to have you with us, Mr. Dangi, to, give us, I'm sure I have pronounced your surname properly.
Yes, it's Dangi, yes.
Dangi, yes. To have you with us, to talk about the industry, and who could have been a better person, than you to talk about, as a startup, how you would have navigated the whole industry landscape. Particularly in tourism and the hostel and this hospitality chain.
It's a pleasure, Alanam.
So let's please welcome all our three most important guests over here. And as you know, very quickly, I will just go over it again. After the webinar where we have this discussion, it's more of a free-wheeling discussion on the industry. where our experts will going to share some insights and all about the industry, given in the context of how you navigate your business during crisis, most importantly. After that, we will announce the three winners from across the country who have topped the monthly case study challenge. And then, of course, we will announce the next month, which is January's case study challenge, and the dates and the schedule of the case study challenge is already up in the app. People can see it. But we will also announce the date of, when the submission date, the closing date of the case study challenge, and when the results and the next webinar is going to be scheduled. So, to welcome again Mr. Bezbarua, Dr. Ajay, and Mr. Pranav Dangi. I would first like to go to Mr. Bezbarua and then Dr. Krishna, on basically asking that, how would you describe the current state of affairs in the tourism industry in India, especially after we are seeing, the constant global and some of the local and domestic crises that keep hitting us. So overall, what is the industry landscape looking like, particularly the tourism and the hospitality industry?
Mr. Bachaji, thank you very much. I look forward to a very useful discussion. Let me very briefly go through, you are asking the question on the micro level. Let me go briefly over the macro perception as well.
Sure, sir.
Because, the tourism has to be seen in the context of what its contribution is to the economy and what it can do. Till 1960s, when the World Tourism Organization came into being, not much accounts were kept of what is happening in tourism. But thereafter, the greatest thing that has happened is that till today, tourism has outpaced world economic growth every year constantly, and it is growing. Mm-hmm. The second, I am not elaborating unless we come to some elaboration necessary. Sure. Second thing is about its role in inclusive growth, mm-hmm. which is the most important part. The world has now recognized. There were 2 meetings of the UN General Assembly, apart from all the meetings we have of the G20 and all, where the tourism has been the key focus, that how tourism can contribute to job creation. Mm-hmm. Overall, employment growth has been around 9% globally, about 9 to 10%, and GDP's contribution is also about the same. Mm-hmm. But the GDP contribution for small island countries, as you know, could be go 70, 80% as well. At the beginning of the last century, or the end of the last century, World Tourism Organization had predicted or had a vision that by 2020 we will have 1.4 billion tourists in this whole world. And by 2018, that target was achieved. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, what happened was, as you all know, COVID came in.
COVID came, yes.
It completely disturbed tourism like never before. Mm. But the experience of 2001, 7, etc., the financial crisis, SARS, tsunami, everything shows that tourism bounces back. Mm-hmm. It has been in the DNA of human beings to travel, and mm-hmm. it has never stopped. And it has bounced back. It has bounced back today. Globally, we have come back to 1.4, that level already. And I think we will surpass very soon. Mm-hmm. In case of India, unfortunately, the level has not, we have not reached so far as foreign tourist arrival is concerned. But Indian tourism cannot be thought about without looking into 2 other aspects which are crucial and far-reaching impact. One is the outbound tourism, mm-hmm. which has grown tremendously because of the good economic growth of the country and disposable income of the middle class and all. They are traveling. How we can keep them, they can travel inside the country, but domestic tourism has been the mainstay and always has been. And domestic tourism has gone into 2,900 million today. And that is creating a great impetus, also great problems. We'll come to the problems later on.
Mm-hmm.
Our foreign tourist arrivals, as you know, foreign tourist arrival is considered in two aspects. One is that the foreign tourists who are really foreigners, and the others are NRIs, etc. If we consider both together, I mean, the NRIs coming back has almost come to the last level. But so far as the foreign tourist arrival is concerned, we are still slightly behind what we achieved in 2019. So that is a matter of a little bit of a concern. But so far as tourism is concerned, ultimately, however, if foreign exchange earning is not the prime motivation, then it doesn't matter much how much foreign tourist arrivals and others are there. Now we have also problems of so far as receipts from tourism is concerned, it has increased in India. Though we have only 1.4% of the total global growth arrivals, we have more than 2% in the receipts. That means we have been having tourists who stay longer here, and that's a good trend. Well, if you ask about what is, I mean, we can talk about two concepts. One is a static concept of the current situation and the future. That is what we are trying to do by 2047 and what are the problems there. So far as present is concerned, I would say that we have a tremendous strength in the World Travel and Tourism Index. They do, look at the various indexes, and they have found that India is one of the very few countries which which are in the first top 10 so far as three areas are concerned. And three areas are very, very crucial for future. One is cultural, the other is natural, and third is non-leisure tourism. Now, why they are important is COVID taught us one lesson, and that is that unless you are sustainable, you have no future. That is not only for tourism, for anything, for human. And the tourism organization adopted a concept that the people, planet, and prosperity. That is the motto of tourism today. So far as India is concerned, we have tremendous prospect so far as these strengths are concerned. And I would, along with domestic tourism, and I would say that I am not going into the future. I have a lot to say about the future if you ask me as you go. But would you like me to stop here now? Or
No, Mr. Bezbarua, we will quickly go to Dr. Krishna as well on this thing. In
yeah,
fact, I will very quickly, after Dr. Krishna's insights, we will come back to you. In fact, my next question was on that, how prepared is Indian tourism ecosystem to respond to certain shocks or crises or something like that. So it comes to a little bit on the future thing, but we have more detailed question on this later on. So we will
right.
definitely come to it. Yes. So, Dr. Krishna, if you can share your little bit insight on this, on what is the broadly your view about the tourism sector now, and how prepared are we, kind of, to absorb the shocks and disturbances?
See, as rightly put by Mr. Base Barua, the Indian domestic tourism took an upswing after COVID came in. The resurgence after COVID was very strong, and during COVID, let me put it that during COVID, the Indian populace actually started exploring the country more, and this gave an impetus to the domestic tourism, and people started traveling, and they actually started looking at some new avenues.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you look at if you're looking at it, okay, what disruptions are we talking about? I mean, we are talking about maybe a natural calamity, uh,
Mm-hmm.
a calamity which is due to weather, I mean, sudden a cloudburst up in the Himalayas, or a terrorist attack. Now, all these activities have been literally absorbed by the Indian travelers. If now, tell me who actually would have cancelled their ticket to Delhi if they were in transit? No one, unless the flight has been cancelled. I mean, I don't have a data right now, but I'm looking at it. So people like Mr. Besbara indicated, people will not stop to travel. and they will not stop to explore. Now, this current generation, which we are looking at, the Gen Z, they are looking at experiential, travel. They are looking at to explore culture. They want to create a balance between their work and their leisure time. So this is a very unique opportunity, and uh, the from the travel perspective, it is not going to end. People will travel, and domestic tourism, as far as Indian domestic tourism is concerned, it is not going to be affected by any calamities per se, unless it is like a total whitewash, the world coming to an end
Yes.
or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are comfortably placed, but yes, there are certain elements which needs to be looked into, which we can discuss as the discussion progresses.
Sure, sure. Thank you, Dr. Krishna, for your insight. Very quickly, I would like to go to Mr. Dangi. You are running a backpackers hostel chain across the country, so you're pretty much dealing with cross-cultural, cross-population, and of course, crises of different kinds at different places in the country. Like it could be a natural calamity, it could be a man-made calamity like the Delhi blast that happened, it could be anything political or something or the other that keeps on happening in different parts of, because the country itself is very large. Now, I would like to understand from your experience and from your perception, how does a chain like Hosteler and all get impacted due to the crisis in different parts of the country? And what are the things that you look forward to doing when you have to sort of come back and rebound to put it back on the rails and get your business running?
So, okay. So a lot has been said by Mr. Besbarua and Ajay. Uh, but I would like to just go back to your first question and share a little bit of my view on tourism.
Sure.
Uh, so we have been in hospitality for the last 10 years. We spent a considerable time, built a category that never used to exist, to being fifth or the sixth largest subcategory in the entire hotel market. A lot has changed, particularly after COVID. So I would say travel is no more a lifestyle choice that needs to be planned. It has become a necessity for the millennials and the Gen Zs. The moment they see a buffer or a break of more than 48 hours, they tend to go away and they want to unwind. They want uh, to just move out of their daily routine and want to have a leisure time by themselves. So we have coined a term called as no reason travel. So a lot of travel is now happening because of actually there being no reason to travel. It's just that they want to be away from their routine of their daily life. The other thing that I feel that India is still behind is that it does not have the infrastructure or the capacity to handle just the domestic tourism that the country can generate. To give you a statistics, over a lakh people, we have around 25 hotel rooms, whereas that global average is roughly around 800 rooms. So we lack by a lot of number of keys or rooms as we define it in hotel sector, uh, vis-a-vis the global standard. So
So you mean there are 25 hotel rooms, there are 25 keys per 1 lakh people in
yes,
India.
more or
That's
less
the ratio.
25 to 27 keys in
27 keys
India,
to a lakh people. That's the ratio.
whereas the global average is roughly around 800 rooms.
800 to a
Yes.
lakh people.
So you see the amount of potential that our country holds, which
Mhm.
is not only a beach friendly or a jungle friendly or a leisure friendly or a religious spirituality friendly country. It has the entire mix of all the reasons that the country can provide to its target or its domestic demand.
Mhm.
Uh, as compared to, for example, countries like Thailand, which is only known for beach tourism, any other country known for leisure. For example, Bhutan known for leisure, but India provides all that spectrum of reasons to its domestic population to travel. So my view of the tourism sector is very positive, very bullish, that in the years to come, the tourism sector would definitely be, it is already one of the largest contributor to the GDP, but it has the potential to outpace any other country globally.
Right.
Now, coming to the point of how prepared are we when any shocks or any natural calamities, or let's say a 5 day India-Pakistan war-like situation happens.
Happens, yeah.
See, we are operators. We operate so many properties, cater to so many people. So we have probably seen everything, right from peak demand seasons to such shock situations as well. Now, I would say, being in the sector, we are prone uh, to such situations. We do not get business all throughout 365 days. So it's I mean, these shocks are short term for us, because the business is built over 365 days and not just 5, 10, 15, 20 days of a year. Okay. uh, the other thing that we do is we structurally define our target audience, that we do not only depend on one kind of, I would say, travelers, but we structurally cater to people who are looking for leisure, who are looking to get away for work or interviews for short durations, or those who are actually coming for vacation sort of products, where they are working from homes, and they want to go out and work from any hill or a beach sort of city. So the target audience is also quite diversified in that sense, that the dependency is not only on one kind of traveler. So, but again, being prepared in such situations. For example, I'll give you a situation of COVID, where, as we all understand, that travelers were not moving out of their comfort of their homes, but the infrastructure was turned into a COVID center or an isolation center, and all of those other things. This was to test ourselves also in situations like these, that are we uh, uh, built for adaptation or not? Can
Right.
we adapt to situations or not? And I think broadly the entire hotel sector is quite, I would say, agile when it comes to situations like these. They adapt to the situation, and the agenda or the aim is always to give an excellent experience to the guest we host.
No, great, Mr. Dangi. I think you have touched upon several important points, and I like the phrase that you've coined, that no reason travel. I
Yeah.
think India is increasingly moving towards a non-reason travel because of the Gen Z factor, the attention span going down. They need short breaks, quick breaks, and looking forward to that. And particularly about adaptation, we have all seen how the hospitality industry sort of came right at the top when it came to handling crisis for COVID, and they were there out there, opening up doors, letting out the rooms and people, to accommodate the crisis. So thank you so much for this. So I'll come back to Mr. Bezbarua, sir, and you were talking about the future of Indian tourism. In fact, that is the next question that we would like to understand. How prepared are we in terms of the hospitality and tourism industry in India, and what is the growth you're looking at? And the second part of the question would be like, has infrastructure been able to keep pace with it, or what is it that we need to do? Especially, when Mr. Dangi also talked about how we are, woefully short. We merely have 25 keys to a lakh people against a global benchmark of, let's say, about 800 keys to a lakh people. So, sir, yeah.
Yeah, actually, you have given partly the answer also, and so has Mr. Dangi. But
Yes.
let me say that going from the static to the dynamic situation,
Mhm.
uh, I must admit that we have been talking about a 2047 vision,
Right.
but there has not been a government pronouncement as such about the vision. But ministers have been talking, and what they are talking about is 100 million foreign tourist arrival, and a 3 trillion tourism economy, and a place in the top five of the world. Uh, all are achievable, but the problem is that where we are, we need to work back, and we'll find that we have tremendous problems in three areas. I would look at three areas, and Mr. Dangi was also mentioning about no reason tourism. Yes, no reason tourism, correct. I entirely agree with most of the points raised. But even without no reason, 70% of the travelers today are making sustainable audit of the places they are visiting. So that is something we have to keep in mind, that it has to be sustainable. We do not go into over tourism. Now, if we do not develop destinations, more destinations, I am not saying that you create something new. India has got tremendous number of destinations. I can go on explaining how we have Buddhist heritage, for example, culture heritage of Buddhism, which is a major attractions all over the world for 500 million Buddhists. There you find that they are spread all over India, and we have not taken care of them. There are lovely places which are not being developed because they don't have the connection or they don't have the information available as a destination. Now, if we do not have destinations properly developed, we will have over tourism along with the projected 15 billion or 20 billion domestic tourism by 2047. It will not be sustainable at all. So the first would be destination development by the converting places where we have already got in far corners of the. You will be surprised to know that total international and domestic tourism visits to India, 60% of that is confined to 6 states. Now, why should that be? If we are talking about tourism dispersing income, employment, everything, we have to have a conscious, positive policy to ensure that more destinations are created and more people are allowed to go to those destinations. Then comes the next point, is that how will they do that? You have to do connectivity. Udan is a very good scheme which is happening. Udan must be expanded to see that you go to smaller destinations, and that connectivity is going to 80% of the domestic tourists use roads for their travels. That's the statistics which are given. Now, we need tremendous amount of improvement in wayside facilities, which are awfully lacking, even
Mhm.
for foreign tourists and all. And we need signages and small things to be done. And moreover, connectivity. That in 2002, I remember the policy was adopted, and the policy said that if we have to have 1 million extra tourists, then you need 29 additional wide-bodied aircrafts, and that will be a cost of 22,000 crores in 2002. Now, that is the type of investment we require, but we have to do something because the people have to come. So if we are going from 10 million to 100 million, 10 times jump, what is the accommodation we have got? Now, Mr. Dangi and Mr.
Mr.
Krishna had
Krishna.
mentioned about accommodation. Now, the at this moment, we have 1.65 branded accommodation, whereas we need at least two point, I mean, uh, 2 million branded accommodation at this moment. And we have got, say, 1.65, non-branded, we need 2.8 million.
Million.
And similarly, branded hotels, we have got only 18,000, 1,80,000 branded hotel rooms. Now we need to expand that. How do we do that? The hotel industry is capable of doing it. They are available to invest. We need a good land policy. We need the ease of doing business. you'll be surprised that you require 37 approvals and before you start a hotel or hotel room, and 27 or so approvals required after you have completed. Now we have to rationalize all these things, and also we have to rationalize things that are so different from state to state. You go from one place, the FAR is quite good, other places not so good. Some places have accepted industry status. I do not understand why this industry could not be treated as an industry simply because they don't have a factory. Tourism doesn't have a factory, true, but tourism should get the benefits that a factory gets. Then that will expand your tourism activities a lot. Hotel industry has been talking about infrastructure status, which give them access to capital, which give them capital repayments, etc., in easier terms, like other infrastructure industries get. Now, that is not a bad demand at all. And the point is, if you allow that, the money that will outgo, say, supposing you lose 100 crores in the incentives, you will get 10,000 crores in return in the number of hotel rooms that will provide income and employment. Now, these are the things which have to be looked into and properly done. The third point is, of course, is skilling. Now, if we have to do something about experiential economy that we are talking about, the whole world is talking about the new concept of tourism is experience. Now we have to create experience, and that creating experience depends on skills. We have a tremendous shortage of skilled manpower at this moment, and there have been various attempts to you know, bridge that gap, but some attention is required. There are lots of problems. Now, I would believe that so far as now we are very short. Another two or three things is that creating storytelling has been our major problem. We do not tell stories properly. Hardly any major Indian attraction is there where the visitors get to know what it is. There is no orientation like you get in the foreign countries. Now, for orientation and shopping, now, most of the tourists we had examined in some point of time, they were complaining about the hassles when they do go for shopping. Now, that may be exaggerated. That may not be. So, many of them may be enjoying the shopping experience as well. But a systematic branded in the Incredible India brand or some other brand type
Yes.
of the people who can be sure about the quality and about the price of the product would go a long way in creating that.
I mean, just like you said, that just like Dubai has done, the incredible shopping destination kind of
Yes, yes, and
something, maybe
every
something closer to
supposing we
that.
go to the Taj Mahal, we go to any
Yes,
other smaller places, and we should have an outlet there which will say "Incredible India Shopping" or something
right.
like.
Yes, yes.
Now, which has not happened, and I think the one of the major requirement, people talk about India. We are not talking about the strengths and weaknesses. One of the weaknesses is that I had written in my book in 1999 that you have got world heritage in very shabby surroundings. Now, that is one thing Prime Minister had done the Swachh Bharat thing, but the Archaeological Survey of India and others have to go beyond that.
Beyond that.
There is a proposal for allowing the industry to adopt some of the monuments and provide that ambience there. Now, these are many, many things which need to be looked
Right.
into very seriously.
Yeah, sure. So thank you, Mr. Bezborwa. We can understand that India has a long way to go
Very
in
long.
terms, very long way to go in terms of, having that tourism sector. So I will quickly come to Dr. Krishna. Dr. Krishna, you heard Mr. Bezborwa talk about this thing and all. But at the same time, we are seeing India moving also into experiential, wellness, food destinations, different kinds of things happening. So tell us a little bit about, how do you see the trend panning out? And obviously, infrastructure is not able to keep pace with it. But in the future, how does the future look like?
See, if we talk about wellness, the projected growth of the wellness tourism vis-a-vis India is roughly around 2.5 lakh crore. So it's a huge market to come, and everyone is looking at uh, towards wellness as an option to keep themselves fit, keep themselves rejuvenated. But one thing which I'm not sure even if the government is actually looking at is about rejuvenating the destination. That destination is the product. If the product doesn't exist, what are we looking at? I mean, we can come up with multiple destinations to balance off the overcrowding and ensuring that there is a spread of people traveling to new locations. But there has to be a systematic methodology adopted to understand what is the holding capacity for each location. If you look at, let's say, for a hill town like Shimla, it's bursting at its seams.
Correct.
Some of them agree to it, some of them don't agree to it, some of them say, oh, there is still a lot of scope for development. But honestly speaking, you look around, Shimla is bursting at its seams. You don't know. I mean, it's on a tectonic plate. Now, why am I speaking on this at such authority? Is because my initial study for my PhD was based on Shimla. Then eventually I branched out into into a technological aspect. So, looking at it from that perspective, a whole lot of effort has to be put in. Even if you're going to look at developing a new destination, what's the capacity? How much can that place hold, right? So that is a realistic way of measuring and even managing the crowd. Because at a time when the first code unlock happened, I mean, we all know there was just one state which had the maximum footfalls, and that was Goa.
Yes.
That was Goa. I mean, those days in 2020s, I was up north. I was in closer to Chandigarh. So those days, Chandigarh had an approximately 2 or 3 flights more going into Goa in a week. But once the lockdown happened, after the lockdown, the number of flights just
Went up,
increased.
showed up. Yeah.
Yes. So, I mean, that was all looked at it from the perspective of generating revenue. I mean, point taken. I mean, it was termed as revenge tourism, point taken. Being from the field, I strongly believe and I strongly recommend that all the stakeholders put together needs to come together and devise a way wherein a balance is maintained where and the product is given time to rejuvenate. If that doesn't happen, I mean, we can have multitudes of locations developed. But if you're not able to manage the crowd, I mean, look at Barton, the Atal Tunnel.
Yes.
Now, if this is the time, if you just go there, there will be an endless line of vehicles just
Vehicles.
waiting to go there. I mean, do you really need that? Somewhere there has to be a full stop. Enough. This is it. Now, guys, move back. We need to figure a way out. But then it is not so easy. I mean, I'm saying it, but it's not at the same time, it's not easy. It's like a two-edged sword. So all the stakeholders, and in this case, I would say even the community to be included. The local community needs to be educated on what is the importance of taking a sustainable approach, right? So it's very critical that we all get together, figure a way out. I mean, we can throw numbers, point, but at the bottom line is, are we looking at a perspective of developing a system to manage all these locations, whether it is of
Right.
historic importance, cultural importance, uh, of a getaway, wellness. We need to figure
Right.
a way out
Right.
because now we spoke about, I mean, disruptions, right? We spoke about disruption of a blast, a landslide, right? So the in thing right now is we get a shot, and like Mr. Bami mentioned, the in thing is to travel to a location which is closer. So I mean, I had a break of 4 days. Last week I was in Divegad. This is a coastal town, say 4 hours drive from Pune. I'm in Pune right now. Beautiful beach, extremely beautiful. I mean, it calm beach. So see, but one thing what I found missing over there was one, sanitation, two, cleanliness. There was no policing of how how people are they're just they're littering the beach. And there was no way where there was a methodology, or, there was no local or a community setup where this thing was being prevented.
Right.
So we have to put together. I mean, we can have numbers. It is the Indian circuit, the Indian, the Indian scenario as far as tourism is concerned. I mean, it's not going to stop. I mean, it's going to flourish, but we need to put in some measures to bring in control measures to ensure that these tourism products gets rejuvenated, it sustains, and it grows, and it keeps evolving. So that's important. So that's what I have to make a point here.
Right. No, great points, Dr. Krishna. I mean, all three of you made some fantastic points over here, which, I mean, we are running a bit, over time now. So I will come to the concluding part of our webinar. From all the points that we have discussed over here, one thing comes, and we must discuss this, because this is for our management students, is that the potential in the tourism industry for India is immense, and potential for startups, potential for to do a lot in the infrastructure space, bringing in policy, as Mr. Bezbarua said about, recognizing the industry. Why cannot be recognized as just like similar to a manufacturing industry, streamlining processes, putting in things, having a lot of things put together, private players, government bodies, industry bodies, they're all coming together in and sort of creating a coherent environment for the industry to grow in India is huge, and it can be done. So very quickly, I would like to come to Mr. Dangi, and then Dr. Krishna and Mr. Bezbarua. For the management students, for MBAs who are coming in, what kind of potential do you see, and how can they tap into this opportunity to do something, as a startup or as a management, managing big things or whatever? So, Mr. Dangi, if you can.
Sure. So I think Mr. Bezbarua and Mr. Krishna covered a lot of things. And I would like to delve into a little deeper into 2 points or 2 or 3 topics. And the first one answers your question, which is skill development. Okay.
Yes.
Today, we as the sector face a huge shortage in terms of skilled manpower required to operate, to manage our pricing, our revenue, operations, logistics, design, and all of those things. And I think the problem is in the structure of how the skills are, or how skills are developed in a particular individual. I would like to say that we all, the academics, the corporates, the associations, the government, has to bring pride in the job of hotel operations. Okay, the pride is missing. Like, we all know that we all want our kids or grandkids to become a doctor or an engineer, but no
Yes.
one wants them to become a hotel manager, or a revenue specialist, or a reservation specialist. So the first thing that needs to change is to bring pride in doing the job. Okay, because today hotel is not only about hotel operations or guest management or guest relations. It is about design, it is about pricing, it is about logic, it is about a lot of things that that probably got missed in the transactional nature of hotels, the way that they have operated since eternity. Okay, so my advice to a lot of young folks who are pursuing career, whether in management or in hospitality, is to look beyond just hotel operations, because there is so much to do in this space. Okay. The other thing that I want to tell, and which probably Mr. Besbarua and Mr. Krishna also missed, is the involvement of tech in the
Yes.
last few years that has happened, and that is going to be one major driving factor to take the travel and tourism sector leaps and bounds ahead of where it is today. As Mr. Besbarua said, storytelling. I think there is nothing more powerful than a solid story. Okay.
Yeah.
But having a story and not being able to communicate it to the masses, to the world, is not going to help in any which way. So tech is where tech comes to communicate that story to the larger audience. Tech also helps you to increase the length of stay of an individual. For example, today an average length of stay is 2.5 to 3 nights. And if through tech, through data driven approach, that 2.5 can become 3.5, there is an automatic increase of 30-35% in the entire travel and tourism sector. Okay, nothing can bring that 35% growth in just 1 year but tech, but reaching out with the correct messaging, correct product and services to that individual who has been spending lesser nights at a particular hotel. The third thing is sustainability. Tech helps in sustainability. It helps you track, uh, I would say, the wastage, the energy consumption, and a lot of things that can be managed and efficiently being tracked and used through tech. And the last thing is, it will help the travelers make a very informed and conscious choices, because tech will help them reach out to a larger uh, pool of destinations, larger pool of services, larger pool of activities with just a few clicks on their phone or their laptop. So I feel tech is one of the very important uh, way, if utilized well, can bring a lot of value and growth to the travel sector overall.
And it can create a lot of jobs as well, an
Yes,
opportunity for management,
absolutely.
quickly, Dr. Krishna, hey, your views on, on skilling and creating more jobs, and students coming into this sector as, as managers, CEOs, CFOs, whatever.
Uh, Abhishek, let's see, the main, there has been a fall of students taking up this program. All right. So there has been shortfall. Now the main feeder into this industry was the national students coming out of the National Council Hotel Management Colleges, primarily because of people the loss of interest. I mean, COVID was the game changer. Until 2020 this industry recruited the most, gave them the most, was the highest employer. But come COVID, it fell drastically. And after that, I mean, there's not been many takers, but it's slowly picking it up. Now, anyone today looking at getting into the industry should be looking at one, yes, like it's been already been indicated, you need to develop your skills. Now skills can be developed only by starting from the grassroots level, starting from the shop floor, working up the way. Now, if you cannot imagine getting into a system and directly get into a manager's role, no, you need to understand what are you managing, understand the product. So I had a hotel management and a culinary school. So we train our students in such a way that we work on the mindsets. We break that mindsets. We work on the mindsets to start first to dirty your hands, roll up your sleeves, start working, understand how the system works, and then build
Go
your
up the
skills
ladder.
way up. Yes,
Yeah.
then build your skills way up the ladder.
Right.
Because if you don't come with a mindset to work, put in that effort, and this is a highly human intensive industry where you work for that many number of hours. It's not like a 9 to 5 job
Yeah.
because
So yeah, so basically you're saying that get your hands dirty and then work
absolutely,
your way up.
absolutely, and work
The
your way up.
opportunities
That is
are
Oh
many.
yes,
Yes.
there is no limit to it because even if you're looking at it from a sustainable perspective, you need people to even help the industry to manage their waste as well.
Yes.
Let's understand that. That's also a huge opportunity. You need to think literally out of the box.
Right.
And that's
Thank
what,
you.
I mean,
Yes. Thank you,
we
Dr.
are
Krishnan.
working towards.
Yeah. Sorry for, rushing it a little
No,
bit.
no, not at all.
I would like to hear a little bit from Mr. Bezbarua as well. Sir, you first talked about the skilling aspect of it. And so, we are amid the students over here. So if you can tell us, how can they make use of the opportunity that lies for the tourism industry to make a career out of this place?
Well, I understand there has been a little lack of interest in this industry for various reasons, and the industry is looking into it now. Why? And I'm sure it will come back. And I believe, in since you are running out of time, 3 or 4 one-liners.
Yeah.
I remember one very famous management guru or something who went into reviving Chrysler and Lee Iacocca. And
Yes.
his father told him that, why are you going into automobile industry? Go
Correct.
into food business,
Yes.
because whatever happens, people have to eat. And
Yes.
the business will never go out of fashion. Now, similarly, tourism is going to be, and hospitality is going to be a big player. It is already one of the biggest industry in the world, and it is going to outpace automobile, chemicals, and everything else in future. So they can look for, but the industry will look into why they are not coming, and I'm sure this. So far as technology is concerned, I would say that it is the future. Certainly, it has been very well explained by Mr. Dangi. But they have to remember one thing: technology is not only changing everything, but is changing so fast that by the time you know what is happening, it is already outdated. So the students must be exposed to the thing that you must be on continuous training mode all throughout your life. You cannot be just saying that I have got a degree and now I can be rest on my laurels. The third point that I would say is that if you are in that business, how it will take you up is what Walt Disney had said when he was asked when the Disneyland will be complete. He said, as long as there is something left in human imagination, it is not complete. Now, keep imagination. Tourism is all imagination and
Right.
hospitality. And those who can dream, those who can imagine will be dreaming. And last, my favorite quote from a very classic poet whose picture was of a bird on flight, and the quotation was below, they can because they think they can. That's my
Great.
advice to the children.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Bezbarua, for those lovely lines. That really inspires people to go get into, the areas which conventionally people have not looked at. Thank you so much, all of you, with such fantastic insights, real problems dealt with, real issues, real insights and real forward-looking statements on, how the industry can really sort of take India up there. Thank you for coming in. So we come to the last leg of our webinar. We have really run out of time, but very quickly, we are going to announce the winners over here. We have the top 2 winners from the same college, Arun Shetty Institute of Technology, Bengaluru, Karnataka. We have Anjali B.N. She has secured the first position, which is a cash prize of 5,000 rupees. We also have Anirudh S. Bhatt, again from Arun Shetty Institute of Technology, Bengaluru, Karnataka. The second position, which comes with a cash prize of 3,000 rupees. And we have Suman Subudhi from SRMIST, Ramapuram Campus, Faculty of Management, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, as the third position, which comes with a cash prize of 2,000 rupees. I think we have Anjali and Anirudh on the call. Suman is having some problems, so I believe he is not able to connect. So we will quickly ask Anjali and then Anirudh to say 2 lines very quickly because we have run out of time. Just a minute each. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, sir. Good evening, everyone. I am Anjali BN from RNS Institute of Technology, Bengaluru. Actually, right now, people are scared to visit Delhi because because of the terror attack. And this is our actual biggest opportunity. Instead of just offering discounts, we are selling peace of mind. So I would like to sum up the case with 3 major things. First, we will certify hotels and guides with a strict safety check, and also every traveler gets a local guardian angel for emergencies, and also there will be flexible bookings with safety refunds. And the second one is marketing. Here we won't use only one advertisement for everyone. Here I have categorized into 3 major groups, like the brave ones, the cautious ones, and also the wait and see groups. So we will use different advertisement for everyone, and also we will use live video feeds to show how safe is Delhi. And the third one is funding. Here we require funding not for survival but to lead. And with this fund, we can raise, we can launch our certified safety certifications, and also we can run our target campaigns. So by these strategies, we can rebuild the trust among the travelers and also can become Delhi's first safety certified travel platform.
Right. Thank you, Anjali. Thank you so much. We will quickly go on to Anirudh.
Good evening, everyone. I am truly grateful for this opportunity. First of all, I would like to express my special thanks to RNSIT MBA for this constant support and encouragement. My sincere gratitude to the mentors, faculty members for their guidance, motivation, and valuable insight throughout this journey. And mainly, I would like to thank Business Standard BSmart for providing such a wonderful platform. This initiative encourages us to think out of the box and approach the real world challenges in a practical and innovative way. Opportunities like this not only build the confidence but also prepare us to face future professional challenges with clarity and responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you, Anirudh. Do we have Suman Subudhi on the call? I don't
No,
think
I think
he's not there.
facing issues.
So
Yeah.
Suman has not been able to join because of some technical issues. But thank you so much. We will announce this month's, like January's case study challenge. Again, it takes up a very hot button issue. We have seen a major crisis breaking out again in this industry, partly in this industry, but it's considered a separate industry now, aviation, where we had a major breakdown in the in the country's largest aviation story, Indigo, where we had seen mass kind of cancellations and people having a lot of issues on the with the Indigo, which is our largest flyer in the country today. So our the title for the case study is how do you rebuild Indigo. Rebuild Indigo more in the sense of rebuild Indigo brand. So it has wiped out millions of its business, tarnished its image. So how do you rebuild the brand and retain its dominance again? So we have opened this up to our students over here. The case study is already up on the app. January 19th is the submission deadline. February 2nd, we have a webinar, a similar webinar like this, where we will have industry experts coming in and talking about this sector. And February 9th, when the prize money will be distributed. It's the same. First prize comes with a 5,000 rupees cash prize. Second is 3,000 rupees. And the third prize is 2,000 rupees. So thank you so much. And thank you again to Mr. Bezbarua, Dr. Krishna, and Mr. Dangi. It was great having you. Equally great, the insights that you brought to the table over here, and for people to understand and get a view of. It'll be great to have, to stay connected for future webinars like this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anirudh.
Thank you, everyone.
We touched only the tip of the iceberg, so we'll have occasion to talk more. And secondly, don't consider civil aviation to be a separate industry from tourism. Then
Yes.
thank you so much. It's a great opportunity to be with all of
Thank you,
Mr.
sir.
Dangi.
Have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.